Hello learners, welcome to LC Academy and welcome to our front-end development journey. In the previous video, we can learn what is HTML, what is the basic structure of HTML and what are the important elements and tags in HTML. In this video, we can learn about what is HTML forms. It's the important topic we can learn in this video. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, now we are going to learn about HTML forms. So far we have only displayed content on our web page. But in the real websites, you are also need to enter informations like user informations. For an example, when you are create an Instagram account or log in to the Facebook or fill out the contact form, you are actually using the HTML forms. Forms helps us collect the information from the user. That's why forms one of the most important part of web development because all websites have a login sign-in forms. Okay. And then the form elements. Now let's understand the form tags in a little better. Think of the form tag as a container. Just like a box can hold different items like name, password, phone numbers, details, radio, check columns. These all are in the elements of forms. Okay. Whenever a user can submit a form, all the information inside the form sent together. Okay. Now we can see the text and password inputs. Forms have a important things. That the important two things is input type and which type of output user can fill. Okay. The first one is now we can see first input type. Okay. Input type is nothing but which type of input. Which type of input we have and how to user can fill that details. Okay. Now, if you need to create a form, first you write a form tag. Okay. Form tag. Form tag is a already default tag. And then form action. Form action equal to like form action equal to slash I can type submit. Okay. Submit. And the method is you can add the method. The method equal to post. Okay. Okay. Now I can explain the code. Okay. Here the action tells where the data should go. And the method tells how the data can send. Which type of data can send. For now, just remember these two attributes are commonly used with all form types. Okay, now we can see the input types. First, I can practically tell you and I can tell the methods one by one. First, input type. More types of input types are types in forms like text, password, numbers, radio, checkbox, and some other things are there. Input type equal to first one is text. Okay. If you add a text or username or email ID, you can use this type of input type. Input type. If you need a placeholder, you can add. If you don't need a placeholder, you cannot add username. Okay. Username. I can add the placeholder name is username. Okay, first input will be created and the next input is input type equal to password. Inside the double quotation, you can add the input type, and then also placeholder equal to password. Okay. This is the first two type of input types. Now we can see the output in our browser. Okay. Now see, the username and the password input types will be created. Okay. If I type the username box, I can type something that will be show, because I will give the input type in code is text, and then now I type the password. If I can click any numbers or letters, you can in the checkbox will be holded in. The checkbox will be not show the text or number, because the input type is password. This is hide. Okay. And now we are move to the next slide. Okay. We can see what is text and password inputs. Okay. This is number, email and tel inputs. Sometimes we need a specific type of information from user. Like if you need a educational type of forms, educational institute purpose form, or educational institute purpose form will be the details are username, password, mail ID, which course did you study, that type of information the website users have. But if you go to the bank website, the bank websites have a account number, and which type of account, IFSC code, this type of inputs bank websites will be needed. For an example, age should contain only in number. Email should have a valid email address. Phone number should have entered in the proper format. So instead of using the normal text inputs everywhere, HTML gives the special input types. Now we see the number, email and tel inputs. Okay. Okay. Now the input type equal to age. Sorry, the input type equal to number. Okay. Now input type equal to tel means telephone number. Okay. Then close the tab. Okay. Now we can see the code output in our browser. See guys, password, and the third column I added in the code is number. So the double arrows are here. If you add a number, you can add this type, and you can decrease the number, you can use this type. Okay. And this column is used for a number. I mean telephone numbers. Okay. Okay. Now we can move the next slide. Okay. Radio button and checkbox. The radio button and checkbox. Let's say we are creating a registration form. Sometimes users should select only one option. For an example, choosing a gender. If you are male, you can choose the male. If you are female, you can choose the female. So if you are only select the one option. Okay. In case we are ratio, so we use ratio button. Sometimes user can select multiple options like skills. What are the skills you know? that types of inputs you can use a checkbox. Okay, now I can see how to checkbox and radio buttons are used. Okay, now input type equal to radio. Okay, input type equal to radio, name equal to gender, name equal to gender, and then you can close the tag. Which type of radio button you can need? Most of the radio buttons are used only, you can select only one option, like you are male or female or others. So I can write a male, and then now, but the radio, if you add a radio input, the name will be same. Okay, and then female. Okay, and then I add a checkbox. Checkbox input type equal to checkbox. The form topic is not very hard. It's a simplest process. If you which type of input you need, you can add the input type. Okay. Okay. Now checkbox equal to. Okay. Now I add a skill sets. Okay. HTML. CSS and input type equal to input type equal to okay, JS. Okay, now we can see the both radio and checkbox outputs. Radio and checkbox outputs in our browser. Okay. Now see, male and female. Oh, sorry, I can. Okay, see the checkbox. You can add I know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so add a multiple options used for checkbox. If you needed to add a multiple options, you can use checkbox. If any error in code, I think. Okay. Now type equal to ratio. Sorry, I cannot add the okay. Now the code is correct. I think. See? Okay. Click. Only one option will click. Okay. This is checkbox and a radio box. Okay. Now we can move the next slide. Okay. Drop down lists. Now imagine we have a long list of countries. Creating 100 of radio buttons could make the page very messy. A better solution is a drop down list. Users simply click the select options. Like in this type, you can use the select tag and the option tag. How many options if you need, you can add. That is the drop down. Okay. And Submit and reset button. Submit and reset button is nothing but after user fill out the forms, they need to go to the another page or they move to submit. That's where the submit button comes in. Sometimes we also want to clear the all entered data. So for that we use the reset button. Label and field set for organizations. As the form becomes larger, keeping them organized becomes important. That's why we are use labels and field sets. Labels helps user can understand the information they should enter. Like if I add a form in if I add input type means text. Okay, the text box will be created, but which I cannot add any placeholders. A user how to identify which type of detailed informations they filled out. So we can use the label. Field set helps to group the related input together. Okay, now I can see one example. Okay, now input type equal to text placeholder. Okay, above the input type I can add a label. Okay, label. This label I can add a user name. Okay. Now we can see the output in our browser. Okay. Now see the first input type before I add the label. So the username will be show in the before of input box. Okay, that is called label and field out organizations. Now form validation attributes. One common problem in that user sometimes forgot the fill required details. Instead of checking everything manually, HTML provides the built-in validations. It helps to prevent the invalid summations. If user forgot some informations, the form validation will be used. Okay. And then, okay guys, now pause the video and you can try this login form task. Okay. First of all, you create two inputs. One is user and password. Which type of input will be added for username and password, and create a submit button. Submit button. The placeholder is login. Okay. You can create the task and you can create the task. Okay. That's it for this video. We learned how HTML forms works and how to collect user input using different form elements. Make sure you to practice these examples in VS Code, because practice is the key to becoming a good web development. Okay guys, I hope you can understand this video. We can see the next video. Thank you for watching SC Academy. Thank you.